Hello everyone, today we will talk about the transit Pluto. The transiting Pluto is in opposite with natal Mars. The way the transiting Pluto behaves in opposite with natal Mars depends on the position of the natal Mars. This transit may be more prominent in your life if you already have planets in aspect with natal Mars. But the basics are this. Pluto as opposed to your natal Mars is very powerful, heavy, and intense, especially if it is not handled with talent and creativity. Ambitions for success are strong at the moment. With this encouragement for ambition and promises of great rewards, you need to be aware of your motives. Because you will do everything to achieve your goals, and you currently have the energy and connection to do so. Even if you are otherwise a bit lethargic, you will be a forced laborer during that period. If you regularly work hard, you will now work to exhaustion, in which case you should moderate daily schedules, because the result of excessive effort could be illness and sick leave. If anger builds up in you, you will get very big headaches. The explosions will be large. Although you may suffer from exhaustion, you will not want to, or you will not be able to slow down and hold your breath. A lot of physical activity is needed at this time. If the focus of your work is no longer physical, after work you should take the time to do regular exercise, or outdoor activities. Although during this period you feel a great rush of physical energy and determination in achieving your goals, you will have the ability for a lot of effort, and often you will not be aware of how much energy you are actually expending. Projects will require your full attention and will not pass without problems and frustrations. Likewise, there is no guarantee that your project will succeed now, but any change you experience will manifest itself as a path to greater achievement in the future. This is the path in your life, where huge obstacles overcome in hard work. This hard work does not guarantee success, so you need to choose an area that will be fruitful. And be sure to keep in mind that the motivation and energy you get to work neither help you nor weaken your ability to choose the best area in which to invest your energy. A very emotional time, during which you can find your basic drive and energy rising against issues of security, power, and deep insecurity. An impulsive need to win, which is often hard to stop. Ambition and the pursuit of success are now incredibly strong. And they are most evident when you are engaged in a professional partnership or involved in negotiations and contracts. You also tend to be competitive and sometimes insensitive in your pursuit of your goals. The attempt at domination is very powerful, either by yourself or by another person. Even if you are known as some kind of considerate person, you tend to push aggressively towards others to achieve your successes right now. This is the time in your life when you should affirm your will, try to be honest and direct, also be tactful, and bring each other's goodwill closer than malice. Your desire for power, wealth, and success can make you use unjust or manipulative tactics to get what you want, and you are capable of being quite reckless, especially if you are usually inclined to function that way. Therefore, there is great potential here for coercion, or intimidation, even if your strategies are huge, because you are driven by a compulsive need to achieve the target and you often find it difficult to stop. It is a test of the security of your ego, and there is great tension in the people and circumstances around you, the people you work with, close friends, or even in your relationships or family. So some difficult conflicts can arise. Because you can use anger to dominate other people, and connect them at will, or have to face another person expressing undisguised anger toward you. You may feel irritated or frustrated by other people, or your work situation is not going the way you want. These strong struggles with others are almost inevitable because others will notice your stronger behavior, and will try to block it because they perceive your ambitions as competition. Therefore, you are doing something against all those who have dominated you, limited you, or manipulated you in the past. These actions of others will now irritate you, creating anger within you that directly confronts the cause of the conflict. If you get into those situations, you can be exposed to violence, and in extreme situations you can be a victim of violence. You can see any opposition as an excuse to fight, and you'll have to deal with strong anger when things don't go your way. This transit gives you the opportunity to creatively transform your ego through facing others, and it can change you immensely. It's a strong time and that energy can be quite difficult to deal with, and the energy is so intense that it will be difficult to manage it effectively. Therefore, it is important to stay open and be honest, because at the same time you protect yourself from people with too much ego. Because the last thing you want to do is make enemies around you, who might feel threatened by your behavior, and that could get nasty. Just be open to yourself and your ego impulses. You can creatively transform your ego by confronting others, and so this time you could create a new and better scenario. You should understand that you need an excess of ego effort to succeed, which is a good thing, but you need to be aware that you don't want to step on someone else's feet, or use tactics inappropriately, to take advantage of your situation. In that situation, you'll do a lot of work, but don't get too wrapped up in your ego and goals. Try to work with others, and be more compromised in communicating with co-workers. And if you work well on this energy, people will respect you more, and you could soon get promotions or some leadership roles. You also need to avoid being a victim of the other person, as this has dire consequences. Understanding the reason for your anger will not accumulate negative energy, which then turns against you. You can make big changes if you use the energy you give, and you know how to involve others in a joint effort. You must avoid subversive or covert tactics. Don't ask for loans or help of that nature, because things would not go as expected. Competitive sports are a good start. You also have the opportunity to focus on endeavors that serve the greater good, and that is the most positive use of this energy.